I thought today that I'd show you all how to eat a jar of Nutella in a day. Now you've got to be really, really careful about this because you don't want to go overboard. Maybe if you're just starting, you should start with the small jar of Nutella. See how that goes, and maybe then you can work up to the normal size jar of Nutella. But if you're a professional like me, this is what we're going to do. What I do not advise though is to move into the 5 kilo Nutella. That is, even I have not been able to conquer that in a day. Just a few tips. Ladies, have your hair back because there's nothing worse than getting Nutella stuck in your hair. So a really good idea is to have your hair back. Another tip is to have some loose tracky dacks like I have on with an adjustable waist, because you will find that your stomach will increase as the day goes on. Another tip, water. You don't really need to have a Nutella glass as I've got here, but water is important because it does tend to stick to the roof of your mouth. Also the spoon. The spoon is super important because it is hard to get to the bottom bits of the jar with a small teaspoon. This one is actually personalized for me. I'm not sure if you can see that. Anyway, you don't really need one like that. Or a spoon like this, which really has that long handle, lets you get into the bottom of the jar. Okay, so it's pretty simple. All you do is take the lid off the jar. Obviously this is new, so it's a bit tricky. You undo the seal. Okay, so opening the Nutella, this is a very rewarding experience every time. You get to hear that sweet sound of the Nutella opening. So all you really have to do is get your spoon and get going. Okay, so as you can see, I've reached about the halfway point of the Nutella, by which stage, again, you'll be very pleased to know that you've got your adjustable waistband, comes in very handy. You might feel a bit sorry for yourself at this point, like you feel sick, maybe a bit of self-loathing that you've managed to eat, you know, about 400 grams of Nutella in the space of a few hours. Look, that's okay. You'll feel really heaps better once you've finished. Okay, so when you've reached nearly the bottom of your jar of Nutella, this is when you'll really be grateful for the spoons that really let you get into those, the grooves at the bottom of the tin. They can be all the jar. It can be really hard to get to. So again, super lucky that you've got this spoon to really get into the end of it. Okay, so this spoon lets you really get in there, super important. Another tip is that what you can do is while you're eating the Nutella, you can feel a bit better about yourself, and while you're eating the Nutella, you can do some weights. That's a really good idea. Another pro tip is, look, don't waste bread, the Nutella on the bread. It'll take up unnecessarily room in your stomach, which you won't have for the Nutella. So we've just about finished now. Just got to get those last little bits out of that jar. You don't want to waste any of it. There we go. Okay, just get that. And there you go. 1 jar of Nutella eaten in 1 day. Please feel free to try this at home, but there is always the option to start off with a smaller jar and work your way up to this family size jar. Good luck.